Hello everyone, how are you guys? I hope you are always healthy and fine. On this occasion, I will discuss one of the heroes who is quite strong and well known in the Ever Legion, namely Vivienne. But before that, I want to share a special message from our video sponsor this time, the Ever Legion. For you RPG idle game lovers, I recommend downloading the Ever Legion game, because in my opinion this game looks really good and also has lots of interesting features and events, so I can guarantee you won't get bored playing it. If you are interested, please download the game using the link in the video description, and don't forget to use my exclusive code ELAON7 so that you have the chance to get an elite hero at the start of the game. Thank you. Now, without further ado, let's start the discussion. Vivienne is a hero who comes from the Davik faction or D.Va clan, who has the title the All-Sighted, and has a chaotic neutral alignment, which means this character is an individualist who follows their own heart and generally shirks rules and traditions. Although chaotic neutral characters promote the ideals of freedom, it is their own freedom that comes first. Good and evil come second to their need to be free. And Vivienne is an intelligence-based hero and has the main role as a debuffer in the team. Judging from the basic stats of attack, defense, and vitality, Vivienne's overall stats were average. Judging from Vivienne's signature gear skill, her gear has the ability to debuff opponents' attacks and their defenses. Plus, if Vivienne is paired with heroes from the D.Va faction, then Vivienne can also provide quite a strong healing effect on her allies. And it doesn't stop there. Vivienne also has a talent where she can refill her energy by 15 points for every enemy that is hit by her vicious vision. Vivienne has a passive skill that intimidates her enemies, apart from the Yuta, D.Va, and Elemental factions. Her passive skills are debuffing her opponent's attack, defense, energy recovery, and agility. It can be said that Vivienne's passive skill will have a big impact during the battle. And for the next skill, Vicious Vision, where Vivienne releases 3 to 5 laser beams at the enemy group, and if previously Vivienne's enemies have been affected by the Fallen Puppet effect, then Vivienne gets energy recovery for every enemy hit by this attack. The impact of damage caused by this skill is not big, only as extra damage and energy buff. And the next skill is Devil's Circle. This skill is one of Vivienne's strongest skills. With this skill, Vivienne can easily apply a crowd control effect in the form of a stun to the enemy group, which will stop the enemy's actions for a few seconds, while also dealing quite strong damage. And it doesn't stop there. Vivienne can also get energy recovery for every fallen enemy that is hit by this skill. And Vivienne's last or ultimate skill is Look of Despair. You could say this is Vivienne's strongest skill. Here she will give continuous damage to all enemies for 6 seconds. The impact of damage that can be caused by this skill is very fatal, because besides enemies being hit every second, they also cannot recover their health while being hit by this skill. Judging from Vivienne's skills, I'm quite impressed with her debuff effects, which are quite a lot, and attack important aspects, namely attack, defense, energy, and agility. Coupled with the damage that can be made is also very strong because of the combination of damage, extra damage, and true damage that is targeted to all enemies. Personally, I'd give her a 9.4 for overall attack. And still judging from Vivienne's skills, it can be seen that Vivienne only has a few defensive skills, such as health recovery, where this effect is actually quite strong, but can only be applied to the same faction, namely Davik. And next was the energy recovery buff, which could only be applied to herself. And judging from this aspect of defense, I can only give Vivienne a score of 6.0. Overall, I give a score of 9, or S tier, for Vivienne, because even though she looks weak in defense, in terms of attack Vivienne has very strong destructive power and skills. Conclusion: Vivienne is one of the strongest Davik heroes in the Ever Legion because of her skill, which is very inclined towards attack, which illustrates that Vivienne is a hero who is ready to destroy anyone at any time. And in my opinion, Vivienne's ability to counter 4 factions is what makes her quite suitable for use in various types of battles, starting from the campaign, Colosseum, Sky Tower, Chaos Rift, etc. For new players, or those who have been playing Everlegion for a long time, I suggest that you prioritize getting Vivienne and upgrading her to the mythical tier as soon as possible, because I guarantee you won't regret it. So that was all my explanation about Vivienne. If you have questions or additions regarding the previous discussion, please submit them in the comments section of this video. And we will meet again in the next Everlegion video. Bye!
Stay with me. 夜中のドアを叩き